first one.
Hey,
I've
Dorian.
never played them. Yep.
Look
I
next to us.
recently
This is-
played the first one on the Legendary Collection. I played the second and third when they came out.
Oh, I
And-
see what you're saying, Parker.
What?
There's just the ship.
There's a ship. It's just a ship.
circling us.
Oh, you still playing?
We've just been hanging out, sitting. To be honest.
No, we've just been
Yeah.
chilling. I've been looking on my other screen.
Oh,
Or no,
wait.
wait,
There's
what?
someone on the ground right here. You see him? I'm staying hidden. They don't
don't.
see me.
Oh, I do. How do they not see me? I'm just laying on the thing.
They're just circling. But, okay. I got a question for y'all, because my family started showing my brothers, like the Star Wars, you know, whatever. Do you think it should be shown in, like, you know, episode 4, 5, and 6 first, or do you think it should be shown chronologically now? Since there's so much now added to, like, Star Wars canon, part of me feels like it should be shown in chronological order now.
No. I like the machete order.
Machete?
That was the one that... Yeah, machete.
I've heard
4,
that. Which
it's,
one's that again?
4, 5, then prequels, end with 6.
An interesting order.
Because the idea is you find out that Darth Vader is Luke's father, then you go through his entire journey
Oh,
to
yeah.
get to where he was, and then you end with 6 being the big finale.
I gotcha.
Oh,
That is-
friendly.
That is a great way of doing it. But also, if you're not going to do it that way, I think original trilogy then. Because if you do it in chronological order, there's a lot of moments that don't hit. Like when he says, I am your father, that's not going to hit.
Yeah.
So,
Dorian, if you go to the My Crew, so you go to Game Options, My Crew, you'll see that Scuttle Ship option. We can just make them feel like we left the game. Oh, he's up. He's coming up here. Should I kill him?
No, he's friendly.
Hello there.
hello there.
Alright, we're having a debate right now. Should Star Wars be shown in chronological order or in release dates, like episode 4 would be the first one you watch? I don't know if you caught all that. I think I hit the button.
Hello. He just said hello.
He said,
Oh.
Our ship.
Who are you talking to? Oh,
Random
random guy in
stranger.
the game.
Release. Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're debating right now. That's what they're all saying too.
What a good lad.
Y'all can sell. We're not gonna mess with y'all. We're just kind of chilling, talking about Star Wars and
Life.
stuff. Dang it! I was gonna try to steal from them, but now I'm not going.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do that.
I
That's
wasn't
the
gonna
meanest
steal
game of
until
all.
they caught us. I
And
was
then
gonna steal.
plus-
I was gonna steal, but then they caught us. So now I'm like, nah.
Okay, here's my personal, okay? I
Yeah.
feel like chronological does make a lot of sense. Okay.
Okay.
So I would like to do, 1, 2, 3. But I mean, if we're talking full chronological, we're doing 1, 2, Clone Wars, 3. It just has to be done.
You're not wrong. Like you talking about Clone Wars show.
The show. I
I
feel
think
like
the show
there's
is my favorite piece of.
it's my
Star
favorite
Wars.
piece of the media,
Yeah.
to be honestly. So like
Fair.
to me, to watch all of Clone Wars, so you can actually kind of see like little things, like you can see Anakin's mannerisms throughout, and you see he's always had a little bit of these tendencies to
Oh
be a
yeah.
little bit, So then when you get to episode 3, you're like, okay, you kind of still you saw it coming, but you kind of see why it happened because of everything that's happened throughout Clone Wars, and how he became close to Palpatine and all this stuff. That's just me.
But I still think you should watch 4, 5, and 6 before watching those.
Okay, but then if you did 4, 5, and then the machete order, if you did 4, 5, then you'd have to do 1, 2, all of Clone Wars, 3, 6.
Yeah, I wouldn't do all of Clone Wars
All
because
of
then 6 is so far.
All
Watch
of it.
Clone Wars afterwards.
All of it.
Because like the idea is like 4, 5, and 6 were the like at the time the only piece of media. So it's like Star Wars keeps trying to connect everything to it. So it kind of ruins certain moments if you already know information. So like they had their idea of how they're going to deliver this information to you, and it's ruined if you just see all the backstory before you get to it. Because then you're like, oh, well, I know what Obi-Wan's talking about, and stuff going, oh, I wonder what this guy's talking about, like his father dying like this.
Or when he
It's
says
more
the Clone
interesting.
Wars, I fought in the Clone Wars.
Yeah. Even though they just wrote that, like, I don't know, that sounds futuristic.
Yeah. My thing is
like, who is this Darth Vader guy? Instead of knowing, oh, he's a whiny little brat.
You want to hear a hot take, a controversial take?
Right.
I've always thought Anakin Skywalker was a way more interesting character than Luke Skywalker. I've always preferred Anakin.
I don't think that's a hot take. I think that's fair.
Really? I feel like depending on when you grew up. See, like,
Hold up.
You grew up the same time as me. If I told my parents that, they'd think I'm crazy.
Alright, wait, we gotta ask our friends here. Hey guys,
I'd take Luke.
Real quick, hot take. Anakin or Luke? Anakin or Luke is a better character?
You know you don't need the microphone. We're standing next to them, right?
I did not know that.
Anakin Skywalker's better, right? Y'all agree, right?
I'd go with Luke, probably. Yeah.
Okay, Luke.
Okay.
Okay, one vote for Luke, one vote for Anakin.
Luke,
my vote's
definitely.
Anakin. What was that?
Definitely Luke.
Luke. Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay,
Gotta
thank
go
you,
OG.
thank you.
I see it. I respect it.
Yeah. Were they both Luke?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I like how
So I
we're
guess Luke wins.
I like how we're settling debates.
You can sit
in
next to me, Joe.
Thieves.
Sea of Thieves is a problem-solving game. Yeah.
I mean, personally, I feel like Anakin has lots of more dynamic character. But maybe is that because we see him grow up and we see like the process, like we see where he came from? Because with Luke, you're like,
I think it's because he's just more interesting character. I think Luke's written too nice. I think to give credit to Rian Johnson, he didn't do it well. He tried to make Luke Skywalker more interesting by making him kind of renounce the Jedi way and stuff. I don't think he did it that well in The Last Jedi. But I respect that he was trying to make it a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, but I also Luke felt like in the original trilogy, he is a little bit more bland, but he is the person insert. Like he is the one we put ourselves on. He's the one who is the fish out of water, so he can get the information that we need. And
okay.
And I also like the way, like in the first one, and he just gets his absolute butt handed to him. In that
Kenny,
first
you
fight.
cut out there for a second. It's so funny. You just said something, and then it cut to, and he gets his butt kicked out or something.
Oh, I was saying like he's the one who gets he's the one eager for an adventure. He goes on, he meets Han, like the group's real tight, and then like when he has to train to beat the big bad in the second one, and Yoda's like, "You're not ready," and he's like, "Whatever, I'm going," and then just gets annihilated.
Yeah.
And then has to train harder and come back. I love that original trilogy story, except for like half of the sixth movie. Half with all the Ewoks.
I think the original trilogy is a solid trilogy. It's the best trilogy because
Yeah, it is.
The only reason I like Anakin's character in the Clone Wars era the best is because of the Clone Wars show, because it did so much to redeem the prequels.
Okay.
And I'm just talking about movies.
Yeah, if you're talking about all of Star Wars, I think Anakin's the best character. If you're talking about just the movies, honestly, I think Han Solo is the best character if you're looking at just the movies specifically.
That was exactly what I was going to say. Han Solo is the best character.
He's the most interesting, even in the sequel trilogy, because they even make him more interesting in that somewhat. I won't say.
I did like.
he sacrifices his life for his son and stuff. I mean, that's...
Does he really sacrifice his life, or is it more like
I mean, come on.
they
He's
didn't
Han
want to pay
Solo.
her?
He's a bad dad. We all know he's a bad dad.
Or do you think it was more they didn't want to pay his paycheck? So, they're
You
like,
know
Well, no,
what?
dude.
I think
No,
I think the plan was to like basically get rid of one of the main people in each movie. Han
here it
Solo was the
is.
first one. Luke was supposed to be in the second one because he kind of did, and they turned into like a Force ghost for the other thing or whatever. And then the last one I think was supposed to be Leia, but then Carrie Fisher passed away. I think it messed up
So,
his plans.
Here's the real thing about Han Solo. Harrison Ford went out of Star Wars a long, long time ago.
And
That's
kept
why they
bringing
froze
back
him in carbonite. They froze him in carbonite because he wanted to die in the second movie so he could stop being in them. But they froze him in carbonite going like, well, if we can get him back, we can unfreeze him. But if not, then we just say he's dead. And then they paid him probably a ton of money to be in that the sixth one sane. And they told him, he was like, this is your last one, so you'll never have to do this again. And then they came back to him, like 30 years later going, here's a big bag of money, please come back. And he was like, all right, if you kill me this time.
Yeah. Actually, I take it back about the whole Anakin thing. My favorite character in Star Wars is Ahsoka, but Anakin's more interesting, I think. I just have always liked Ahsoka the most, though.
Okay, this is... Okay. So, Parker, we grew up during this time.
That's
But
the
do you
thing, right?
Yeah, but do you specifically remember people hating Ahsoka? I feel like this is something we forget. I vividly remember people hating Ahsoka when
I've always heard
Clone
people
Wars...
say they hated Ahsoka. The interesting thing about my specific history with Star Wars, I never was really into it when I was a kid. I didn't get into it until like 8th or 9th grade, and then I started binge watching the whole thing. I binge watched all the Star Wars Clone Wars on Netflix after the series had been done, because it was around the time Disney bought them. So I started watching it all, and then I think me watching it so rapidly, because I think people hated her in that movie. They had like the Star Wars Clone Wars movie, I think that came out.
that TV movie.
Yeah, and I think she was really annoying in that. And then if you watch the show afterwards, her character gets a lot more mature. So for me watching in like rapid succession, I didn't really have much a problem with her as I think people that like saw the movie and then had to like wait for the show to come out each week or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And binge watching does change how you see like slower seasons or characters.
It really does. Like I've said a lot of times that there's specific shows that I know I would never watch if it was binged, like The Flash. I still watch The Flash even though it's not great anymore. You could argue if it was ever great, but I used to like it a lot. I
would argue that.
I begrudgingly watch it now. I really like the first season, and then there was
I would argue
there was a few other good seasons I liked, but